Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I trust everybody's doing well. Once again, welcome to our Q&A session. We have these sessions every first Saturday of each month. Here we get our practitioners to come and share their journey with us, and then we learn a thing or two from them, and then we connect with them. Today we do have Ada come share with us. We are grateful. And then once again, happy new month and happy International Women's Month and Women's Day. So we are grateful for all of y'all's contribution to making the world a better place. Also, just if you housekeeping, at the end of the session, we would have a recording. The recording would be shared so that way you can go ahead and connect as well as play it at your spare time. Don't forget, everything is done online via WebEx, so you're going to get that recording. There's also the reactions. You can raise your hand if you have a question. You can also put a reaction in there, thumbs up or the love in based on the conversation, as well as put questions as well. We have a Q&A chat. You can put that there directly. You're also able to raise your hands and we'll get your questions as well. We do have a question set that we use to get going. Also, we do have a product deep dive. It's a session we have the third Saturday of each month. Here we get our practitioners to come in and then share their journey. We get to meet them. Then they talk about a particular product and then give us a high-level demo on that product. So we want to start to talk about a lot of the builder series. So that way we will start to get builders. We started with I think Workflow ServiceNow Studio, and then we started the last after that with I believe we did talk about source control. So we'll start to talk about builders, catalog builder, UI builder, table builder, mobile builder. We'll start to talk about builder experiences. These are tools within your tool set that you would use. And then be able to improve the experience, and then also be able to leverage on ServiceNow's latest and greatest capabilities or improvements that they have. FYI, we are still in the Delta window. So what is the Delta? ServiceNow releases 2 releases each year, one in the spring, one in the fall. They actually improve their products, and then based on those improvements, they actually test your knowledge of those improvements. So the Delta is testing your knowledge on it. So what it is if you've been within ServiceNow for at least over a year being certified, you would be required to make a payment for what we call certificate maintenance. That's a $200 fee that is assessed so that you can now have access to writing the exams. So if you are able to make that payment, because if not, your certificate becomes expired. So what that will mean is you need to go write the exams again to get certified, and you don't want to do that. So right now, if you just certified recently, then you will be fine. But if you have certified before, for example, you certified before the new year, before the Zurich release, because right now we're in Zurich. If you certified before Zurich, let's say you certified in Yokohama, or you certified right before December or January when we got in there, then you need to, it will say your certificate needs, it's at risk of expiring, that we need to fix that. If you just certify, then you are yet to be a year within the ecosystem. All you need to do is go in, take the exam. Depending on how many certifications you have until April 16th. This started out since January 16th, so April 16th, that's a 90-day window. If you've been in ServiceNow prior to now, so for example, a year already, then you need to pay that $200, then access that. So there are some discounts if you belong to the partner organization. The partners get some discount. The discount be the partners who use their learning credits or so, and they provide that to you. And some of them, they have that $100, I believe. But because ServiceNow is offering a lot of freebies, like with the on-demand courses for free, many of those partners have really lost some of those benefits too. But you don't quote me on that, but for sure, that's why they would rather give you the learning credit, because some of them would not have that working. Just as an FYI. The Delta exam is done online. It is something that you would do on your computer. All you need to do is to come in there and then choose the Delta for the Delta exams that you have. You can filter for Delta, just type out Delta exams, and then it will show you completing the Delta exam. There's knowledge articles. Then it will now also give you study guides. The study guides are actually the changes. They made them concise. But some of them, if it's not enough, go ahead and open the document. You will see release note summaries, because that's where they curated all of this information from. So you want to make sure, like for CSA, this is the CSA information that is there. So they will provide, but if not, they also provide the link to the document. So you can open these too, just in case. So they now put the information that you need to understand system update sets, knowing what it is. Update set 101, they now put some information that you need to know about what is and what is not out, what is contained, what is not contained. This is not captured. Data pieces like records themselves or users, groups, or roles. All of these you need to bring out through XML. The other ones will be captured, but these will not. So if you want to remove these, you have to, sometimes you could force some of them to be included in an update set if you have the including update set related links. But if not, you're going to export that particular record via XML. You're going to be able to export it. Once you export it, you're going to now go ahead and before you make the change, or when you make the change, you're going to, depending on the order which you exported it, you're going to import it in the target system, and then you enable whatever update sets or whatever changes that you've made there. So you want to include that. A lot of times, if you're tied to stories or tied to requests or epics or things, these are where you attach this there. Not in the update set. You attach that to the story artifacts and give the order in which the admin or whoever is deploying needs to follow to do those. So you would see that these are best practice for naming convention for what you're needing to do, XYZ things. So they put a few things there that should help you merging branches versus batching them, export, import, preview, and commit, the way you bring those in there. They put all those information. Then once you read it and you're good, you feel you're okay, then at that point, you can now go search for the Delta exam. You can just type Zurich. You would see it will show you the exams. And then the exams could be Zurich. I can do Zurich. The exam could be anywhere from 6 questions to 20 questions. All you just need to do is once you have them there, a lot of them, they will be in your learning page, homepage. You just go ahead and click on it and then open them up. And then you start to do them. Okay, you start to do them. They'll list them there. You just, click on them and you go into, it'll say, these are study guides, but the exams in themselves, I don't mind, but just as an FYI, they will be there for you to, take them. Before, the first page used to be the study guide, then the next page used to be the exam, but all of that has changed. Changes are, happening. Also, ServiceNow is doing a lift off challenge to knowledge. They still have the knowledge coming up, which you can still register and then get the $200 gift discount for the full access to the knowledge conference. Knowledge conference is where they go and then it's like a road show, go and show the latest and greatest and then get people enthusiastic or psyched up about their products that are coming in. So the whole ServiceNow folks will go in there. They will have some on demand, or most of those courses or labs and co will also become available on demand after the show. It's like 3 days. Some come early if they do have, like, they want to get certified there, so they do some training like starting on the Monday, I believe, or Sunday before the the event. So it all depends. But ideally it's for you to go in there from, the dates selected, I believe 5th to 7th this year. But if you do go, you see that. Just give me 1 minute here. I believe it's here. No, then it's this one. Yeah, 5th to 7th. Yeah, 2020 Las Vegas. So you can go register if you're yet to. They always have a end of show that they do. So that's always an after party when we're done. Which I think they did do. They're going to be doing Backstreet Boys this year. It's in the Sphere last year, this year too as well. That they're going to do that. Also, there's a challenge, kickoff challenge, which is their lift off to knowledge, which they're giving some cool prizes. You join in. It started February, I believe, February 17 or so. Is running all the way up until I believe next week. So you want to go opt in and then go ahead and take the challenge. There are some courses. Those courses will also add to your points. So there is a page about it. There are about three. I think there's a page, I believe. There's a landing page that is there that would help you. So that way you go in there, and then I believe that just a minute. You can also invite your friends and family as well. There's they'll join you, and then it's fun. There's free passes. They give you courses that you need to do. The courses you can do them, different phases, but the last phase is phase 3. That is the one that is currently on there, like right now. So it started. Phase 1 started from this date to that date. So cool prizes. These are the courses. There's a grand prize. Phase 1, phase 2. You win the prizes. You do any of the courses. You mustn't do all. If you're up to it, you can do all the courses. It's all up to you. Okay. So it's all up to you. This is phase 3, which will go all the way through from March 3rd to 16th. So if you're selected in the grand prize of things or scheme of things, you now would be able to go ahead and get that's the campaign page. That's what I'm looking for. You now go ahead and so they read more about it just in case. These are the scenarios. And then if you're even if you don't get the full price, you can still get mainline certification. Talking of mainline certification, ServiceNow is offering a free mainline certification, which is called Data Foundations. Go and get it. You have until June 30th to get that mainline certification for free. The on-demand course has been free since. The on-demand course is CMDB Fundamentals on Demand. Once you finish this, it will now give you the opportunity to claim the voucher. The beauty about this course is if you finish this course, you get 2 microsets. You get the microset for the configure the CMDB and then CMDB Health. Before it used to be managed CMDB, but it's CMDB Health. You get these 2, and then you now get the CIS Data Foundation. So now, if you have already done this before, you can create a ticket, and then ServiceNow will give you a course for free that you can do. Like, for example, I do have several accounts, right? And then I already have this certification already. So now I could go ahead and request that this should be turned into a different exam for me. This should be turned to a different exam. But this is it. If you finish this is all you need to pass this exam. If you do this thing, they have quizzes in the middle, you create them, make sure you study it really hard, do the microsets, make sure you understand it, because they are talking about the 3 pillars of the CMDB. Then they talk about the different management tools like data manager, CMDB, workspace. So all of that will help you. then you can go take this exam. You have to do it up until June 30th, because if after that time, you have to get certified by the end of the year. From June 30th, you need to now pay to get this voucher. So just as an FYI or heads up. I think that should be for the most part. You can also read the exam blueprint here. I believe that should be all for housekeeping. Yeah, I believe that's all for housekeeping. The deltas, and what have you not. Do we have questions so far? Do we have concerns before we take on that? Do we have any questions so far? All right, good then. So thank you, Ada, for coming on and to share your experience with us. So a lot of times we begin with introductions. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then that way let's get to meet you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Ada, and I'm currently interning at one of ServiceNow partner companies as a business analyst and consultant for about 4 months now. And I am also a certified ServiceNow system administrator. I've been active in ServiceNow for about 6 months, so I'm still fairly new in the platform. I have experience in customer service and administration, and I have a bachelor's degree in agronomy, so I do not have any IT background at all. Yeah, so that's about it.
Good deal, good deal. So Ada is in the customer service program and she's doing exceptionally well. Like I said, there's always room for growth, and then she's really digging deep. The system administrator shows what she's doing already, and then that's the foundation for everything that is expected on that platform, ServiceNow. So what do you do outside of work to rest or recharge? What do you do outside of work?
Okay, for what I do to rest and recharge, I love reading. I love reading, especially fiction. It serves as an escape for me and puts me in this imaginative bubble. I also love to watch a good movie. It helps me release tension. And I also love taking long walks. I could walk for over an hour. I won't get tired as long as I have my music on.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. That's good. That's a good thing. Hey, for perspective, there you must find your escape, because that way it makes you a well-rounded person. And then when you say you always like to go to those walks, it makes sense, because that way you can kind of like have those creative flows or creative energies coming in, because you can just see a bunch of things. That's the major reason for being a business analyst, because that way you can really envision things. Good deal. I don't see any questions in the chat yet. Don't forget, you can ask questions in the chat. You can raise your hand, so you can use any of the emojis. So now to the crux of why we're here. So how do you stay up to date with technology changes or trends, especially with the dawn of AI, agentic workflows? How do you keep up?
Social media is my go-to. I get all my updates from social media, on X, on LinkedIn, sometimes even on Reddit. I also subscribe to email newsletters. I also get updates from there as well. There's this new thing with Anthropic now where they are releasing new features here and there in cloud, even free courses as well. I got to know about that on social media. I also get updates from the official ServiceNow community, ServiceNow community on WhatsApp, and even some Discord groups as well.
Good deal, good deal. That's the truth. No man is an island. Being able to plug into the community, very huge stuff. The ServiceNow community is big, it's growing, over 900 members strong. Then those channels, social media is for good. I always tell people that you can't run away from it. So it depends on what the person is trying to use it for. But yeah, Reddit is a big one, especially for technology. And then like you talk about X and all those spaces, Twitter, a great deal too, for what you can expect. But keeping your ears open and then making sure that you try as much as you can to expand or try out new things. The technologies are going to continue to evolve. Like you talked of that anthropic one, I know there are models that keep changing, and then they are now the reasoning is really really hard. I think they were talking about something in bananas or something like that, and I was like, wow. So yeah, you have to use them. Don't be scared. AI is not going to take away your job, but people that know. So the idea is to go and dig neck deep. Nobody I always say this: the people that first of all started to be inventors, they failed. Don't be scared to fail. Failure is part of that learning process. So try it out. Like we say, the headmaster was once a schoolboy, so he was also trying it out, and then he became a master or guru at the thing, and then he continues to evolve. So that's really all it is. Is when you like they say, close mouth say close it. It's when you don't try, then for sure you don't get. But if you go out there, you for sure succeed. But great stuff. I'm loving it. Great stuff. Um, so now the there is this dichotomy that a lot of people talk about, right? They are like the school of thought, train, just go make sure you train, do stuff, right? Then some are like, I'll just get my certification and then I'll go in there and I'll be winging it. So some people say it like that, right? That they would do. So what's your own opinion? What's your own take on training versus certification? One or the other, or both of them?
Um, this question is less of a yes or no answer. It's more of a POV or personal experience, kind of answer. Um, Everyone knows that having both the certification and the training gives you an edge over someone who has, let's say, one of the two. But there are still cases. There are still cases where someone with just the certification without the training, or just the training without the certification, still get job offers or gigs. It just depends on how you position yourself, your connections, the people around you who are willing to help. But I still believe that training could sometimes take an edge over just having a certification, sometimes, because you already know what to do. And since you know what you're doing, getting the certification later on would be easy. And also, if you get the job, you're already delivering results immediately, you know, unlike just having the certification, which obviously has served as an entry way for you. But when you don't have what it takes to keep the job, or when you don't know what you're doing, I mean, you can't stay in the job, you can't continue being there. So it's gonna be a problem. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Good deal, good deal. That's it. That's the whole essence. That's the whole truth. It's a point of view or experience. So there is no one size fit all. It's just perspective. So great one. Like you talk about, the training keeps you there, or it gives you that long staying power. The certification is the foot in the door, getting you noticed. Making sure that everybody sees that you suppose that you should be able to figure it out. And that's all that we do all day as technologists, as analysts, being able to figure it out. You don't have all the answers, right? But you have questions to get to those answers. So the only way to do it is to go in there, enjoy yourself, go in there that you've been able to go through that learning or whatever, you get the experience you need, get certified, get that notice, then looking for. And there's no harm in saying, I'm just certified in this. It means that I have what it takes. There's no harm there too. But the idea is the certification is going to give you a foot in the door and keep you there. But keeping you there is that you have that know-how. So whether it be experimentation or either by that training, you would use that to continue to stay in the ecosystem, stay in the space. Because nothing beats experimentation or nothing beats experience. You must gain that, and gaining that from implementing or gaining that from doing, from actually doing the work. Nothing beats that. Sometimes some people will be like, it's volunteer, even if it's just simulation, but you need to be doing. You need to. If you're not doing, then no, you're not. You're not able to. You're not able to. Like they say, it's real life scenario. It's real life situation. There's no new question in the chat. So the other one is similar to that. It's, do you want to be a generalist or do you want to be a specialist? What's your take? Generalist versus specialist.
Um, I prefer specialist, honestly. I prefer specialist. Service now is very deep and very broad. And if you're someone like me who can be very indecisive, you end up wasting valuable time. You end up getting burnt out and frustrated. So I would just advise as a beginner, you just do your research, ask questions, and then you find a path that resonates well with you. It could be something similar to the career you are transitioning from. It could be something completely different. As long as you've decided with your full chest that this is the path you're willing to take. Uh, so yeah, I prefer being a specialist. We have four roles in service now. We have PM, we have the PA, we have the dev, we have the quality assurance analyst, QA, and each of them comes with their own responsibility and scope of learning. So just do your research and find out which path you're willing to take.
A good deal, good deal. Depends on, and then the whole essence is that you're not throwing away your experience. So depending on your background too as well. So all of that is also part of your research. You putting yourself, your best feet forward, making sure that you're doing what it takes, depending where you are in your career too as well. There's a lot of roles or personas within the ecosystem. So um, you know, your ability to go in and then use that background and then use it to your advantage is there. Being a specialist, it's it's great because you'll be sought after, but it also depends on where you are in your career. If you do that, you could pigeonhole yourself too as well. But yes, for sure, it will, if you like they say, it's like red apples and then green apple. So if you take the red apple, if everybody's looking for red apple, you're in luck. But if everybody's looking for
Exactly.
green apple, if everybody's looking for green apple, you, that's where that there's a sweet spot in between it. It's called generalizing specialist. So you're specialized in multiple domain or multiple disciplines, and it's always good when you're working for consulting. Like now, you're in that customized code kitchen. You have been able to wear multiple hats, whether it's the technical consultant or the business analyst. So you're able to kind of like see where your background will flow, and then you'll be able to be covering several models. So, for example, that would help you where you'll be on projects almost, sometimes it could be 90 day, every 90-day period, sometimes it could be 180 days, sometimes it could be long ones. So you would have all of the gambits, which will help you make that difference where when you're starting out, you want to have as much experience as you can. But as you grow, like you said, you want to find that niche where you're really passionate, where you want to be the hardest worker in that room. That way it's not just your sheer grit, your sheer staying power will really help you. But for sure, um, getting to be that specialist at the eventual one will be a great way to cap it up or to round it up. But great stuff, great stuff. I love it. It's all perspective. Um, so no questions yet in the chat. So this is our final question that we have. So this is now me going to ask you. So I want you to tell me, within your recent projects, what has been the tasking thing that you've done within your team, right? Within this your customizer, this your entrepreneurship or your learning, and then you give us a word of advice for us to close up. But I want you to tell me what has been the most difficult within your working within your teams in this your internship, yeah, in this your journey.
Um, I guess it's getting started, you know, trying to gather our thoughts, trying to plan. We are all over the place at the beginning. We had to ask for help. We had to disagree on many things. We had to, arrange and rearrange, scatter. It was a mess in the beginning, because this is something that we are doing for the first time for most of us. It's a very huge project. It's a capstone project, and so we don't have to take any chances in messing it up. We have to do it and do it right once and for all. And given the time frame, 3 weeks is a very short time. So we had to become experts, within a short period of time. And it was very challenging for us, especially for me, because this is my first time. So I had to do a lot of research. I had to do a lot of learning. I had to ask a lot of questions, reach out to a lot of people to be able to understand what is my role and what I'm to contribute, in order not to, mess anything up. So yes, starting up was the most challenging, but we are getting there. We are everything is going smooth.
Love it.
So
Getting
what was the
started
next
is always
question,
the hardest.
please? What was the next
No,
question?
the other one is your advice. What's your advice? So that's why I asked that question. So to kind of like guide your thought for closing us up. But that's the truth there. Getting started is always the hardest part. It's like when you're trying to start, whether it's 1 mile or start any career or do anything at all. It's the starting that is the difficult part. It's that mental toll to take on you. That starting is the issue. But once you have started, there's that there's that momentum, there's that force you have that will really push you or propel you. And then you now already have an experience under your belt. You have something to be your new baseline. Before maybe you had a nation, you were just sitting, but now you're stood up. So now you're standing up is your new baseline, your new starting point. Then now you're able to trust, right? On your marks, get set. But once you're lifted up, it's up ahead. It's onward and upward. So the hardest part is that it's planning, and that's where innovation happens. In all honesty, software development is a team sport. Scrumming it's like that. That's what it is. My experience, your experience, everybody's experience, and it's based on your understanding, right? So you're not going to throw it away. Your background, you're an agronomist, right? So you come in there, you're going to share that perspective. You look at it from the agri sphere, and then you look at customer service and how all of that will be served, because you're going to bring your total person there and then make sure that is felt within your team. There's no I in team. So your 2 cents, you learn. The person will see it in another view. And then it also depends on your role too as well. But hey, the difficulty is always with planning, because you want to be perfect. And then don't let perfection be the enemy of your good. There's no harm in failing. That's the thing. So some people want to be perfect before start. So nobody knows the end. Start first and then continue to refine. That's also that agility, right? Agile, the mindset. So you start, you continue to improve on it, continue to improve on it. That's all. But starting is the key. Starting is the key. But great stuff. I love it. Great stuff. Great stuff. So what's your words of advice, especially for newbies trying to come in? And then those that are that are trying to break into IT, especially ServiceNow. So what's your advice?
Okay, my advice is to ask questions. Honestly, ask questions, ask for help. I ask a lot. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not ashamed. I'm not shy, because it is very important. Build connections on LinkedIn. I'm so grateful to have the ServiceNow community, such as yourself, Mr. Nemeka, Tosin, Michael, yes, Emmanuel, Kayode, Dara, etc., who are always willing to, as much as they can, join communities, be active. We have our WhatsApp community, we have Discord groups, we have ServiceNow subreddits, and one of the reasons why I have gone this far, because sometimes I have this imposter syndrome, sometimes I'm human, so it happens. So one of the reasons why I've gone this far is the support that I have gotten, and it's truly amazing.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm loving it. That's really all that it is. Hey, don't be afraid to ask your questions. That's the only way. Don't be afraid. So here's the thing: network, connect with people, share your experience, be willing to, like they say, serve. Go out there. Even the people within the community is people that are also going to go and research to make you also search. Remember, even simple Google. That's why everybody has a mobile phone or you have your laptop. Put this text query, even that's what prompt engineering is. Put the query there, continue to refine it. What is this? How can I do that? What does this mean? Even, and that's really what developers do or analysts do. They are Googling error codes up and down. That's all they are doing. That's all they are doing all day, every day. Like a control right click. That's all they are doing. If you don't know now, you think it's that's all they are doing every day. Oh, be there. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Tyre is asking a question. It says, can you speak more to the technical side of your contribution during the start of your project? Because you said you were a business analyst first, then now you're also doing associate technical consultant. So it means you've played dual role. Can you speak to that? That's all. But great summary. I love it.
Oh, okay. Being a is centered on identifying business needs, gathering requirements, and translating them into technological solutions. So I'm kind of like the bridge between stakeholders and the technical team. My job is to gather requirements from the stakeholders, understand the business processes, write user stories, translate needs into system features, just like what the project we are doing right now. We are building an app. Also support testing and validation. So I'll give you an example, right? Let's say a company wants to improve how employees request for devices. Let's say, for example, laptops, right? So what the BA does is to document the process, design how it should work in ServiceNow, IT service management, write user stories, map processes, document requirements, also document acceptance criteria. So that's just basically it.
Good deal. Query everything, ask all the questions, and then go ahead and document. Trust but verify. Document. You can't go wrong. If A is agreed, let A be A. Let everybody be sure. That's what your job is there as that analyst. Right? You write it out, put it there in a story, or put it there in the work notes. It was agreed on so meeting. That's why you use those templates. Who needs it? What they did? Why they did it? When they need? Because you've summarized. Everybody has seen it. You put it in the notes. This was what we agreed today. If there are action item for anybody, the BA is doing this, the dev is doing it, the QA, put it there in the note so that everybody will know who dropped the ball. But you have done CYA, covered your own, you don't want to talk much. This is what it is. So if it's you to do, go do. You put it there, right? Take ownership. But yeah, you're doing a good job. That's all it is. But great stuff, Tayo, great stuff. I love it. Alfred says, which artifacts or asset is best for learning? And then community best practice or just breaking your PDI.
I didn't get that, please.
Okay, sure. He said, which asset or artifact is best for learning with or best to learn with? Or is it community or best practice or just breaking your PDI? What do you think?
No, don't break your PDI, please. I think you should learn from the experts. You should ask questions. There are lots of YouTube videos. Like Dr. Tu, for example, he does a lot of teaching on YouTube. There are also courses on Udemy, where experts in ServiceNow, teaches a lot of things there. And you can also go to the community, ask questions, people answer you, help you out in areas where you don't know. Even the ServiceNow community as well. You can ask questions. They're always available. That's one thing I love about the community. They're always available to help you. Whatever thing you are having issues with, they're always available to guide you, put you in the right path. For me, I'm guilty of this. My first go-to is always AI. I'm guilty of it. I don't know. I feel like it's it's the easy step. It's the easy step for me. I'll just go to AI, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, and ask my questions. If AI is not giving me what I want, then I go and ask uh Emeka or Tosin or Mike, whoever, that is willing to be there and help. Or I ask questions in the community, but AI is my first. But I don't know if it's the best practice, but that's what I do most times. So, but don't break your PDI, please. It's gonna take you around and you're just gonna waste time. Just go straight and ask questions so that you can get it right.
All right, good deal. So my only take is this, right? ServiceNow University is your go-to for everything ServiceNow. The ServiceNow documentation is there, ServiceNow learning. So if you go to ServiceNow, there's a course on anything you're looking for. Any course you're looking for. Because of people's, like they said, people's feedback, that's why career journeys was set up. Because IT is broad, IT is huge. So if you go there, like we talk about all day, every day, if you go there, if you go to ServiceNow University, you can search for any course you're looking for. Like even that are being done by the trainers and all that is here. The courses are there. You can search for any course you want. You can also come, maybe if you're new, you can also look at career paths, do career journeys. There are different career journeys here. System administration, walk through their courses there. Some of them will take you to the industry course. So, like I said, some of them could link you to like Udemy or whatever, saying that this is, but they would give you a ServiceNow course that would kind of like run you through whatever it is, whether it's ITIL, right? Whether it's the Agile, there's an Agile course, testing, ATF, whatever. It will give you that. But all of the courses you need are here. And then if you're looking for, after finishing a course, you can look for simulators, even within that ServiceNow University. There's a lot of simulations that will help you too as well on any particular application. If you're looking for a simulator for process, like for a business analyst, look for simulator on fundamentals or essentials. So if you go there and you look for a simulation, you'll be able to get that. It will give you a good simulators. If you go there and search for simulators, there's simulator for every area. For developers, you want to do the implementer simulators because that's user stories. Even now, compared to before, most of the tasks are crafted as stories. Before it wasn't, but those are user stories because that's a baseline implementation. But your PDI is also for you to go and break and fix. So there's so much stuff to do there in that PDI. But the thing about the PDI is, if you're going to do anything in the PDI, you want to be referencing the ServiceNow documentation and best practice. So if you go there, you're looking at something on the ServiceNow, your PDI you're wanting to do. You can look at guided setup. Guided setup gives you like a walkthrough. But in case you don't have the guided setup, all of the like maybe the files or things to to go import or do within there. Some of them you can do them manually, or you can create them using Excel, or you go create an Excel for what they are asking, or you can go to the documentation and read about it because you see one getting started takes you to document. Guided setup gives you like an admin step-by-step guide for setting up whatever application it is. Go there, it is there. And then that ServiceNow best practice, some of them they have starter stories which should pass that you can go through step by step and do, so you can import it. So long as you have agile development application, enabled within your PDI, you can go there, import it there, and then walk through each of the stories there. You can walk them in orders, things like that. But go to the the documentation to help you. Also, ServiceNow has a learning plans. So learning plans for new to ServiceNow administrator, developer, and then I think app dev. So go there, you can do that. The only thing about doing this one is it will show you the steps and you'll be doing them in your PDI. The only thing is that there will be no validation. So you can go in here too and use this. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to go. The PDI is your own to break and fix. So you can, if you break the thing, zeboot it, start again. It's just more hands-on because you need it as much as some of all those technical round. That's what it is. So the much you know about that tool, where to go or what to go, the navigations, you're good to go. You're ready. You're ready. But that's really all it is for the most part. Clem, you raised your hand before, before, but great stuff. I'm loving it. You raised your hand before. You have a question you want to give us, but for the most part, that's really for the most part what it is.
All right. So, my question is, somebody like me who's been, the service now journey. My service now journey has been like on and off. You know, um, first I did my CSA like almost a year ago. So from what you say now, I didn't even know I have to renew. So I don't even know if it's still valid. So, what do you advise? How do I check if it's still valid or not? And secondly, what do you suggest could be the best part to be consistent, and just get it done? Currently, just to give my background, currently I work as a Scrum Master. So, what is your suggestion to help me just, or the parts you suggest I could just focus on and get it done, and also about the license as well, about the certification.
Right. So the certification, depending on when you got it. So if you got it a year ago, did you get it? I mean, if you're not if you're using your computer, we could share and see. So if you go to your ServiceNow University and you're logged in, it will show you if you need to pay or not. It will say certification is about to expire. So if you go there, you're logged in now on the page. That first page, when you land in, it should give you a pop-up. It should say your certification is about to expire. Let's fix that. If you are under a year since when you certified, then you don't need to pay. It will say, let's fix that, and you see the payment side will be grayed out. Then underneath it will now show you a link to click, and then it will pop up, show you maybe the CSA, for example, or whichever certification you have, or certifications that are eligible for you to go write the Delta exams. So
Okay.
that one is there if you're able to, but that will mean you don't need to pay. But that means you're within a 1 year window. So if you certify, did you certify this time last year, like in March, or did you certify last year December or last year June? Well, depending on the time, because
Okay.
yes, it could be. That's the point.
I would like to. It probably over a year. It's not. It might be 2024 December or thereabout. So
Right. So if it's 2024 December, then it means you're already over a year. So you are expected to pay now. So it will
okay.
show you that you need to pay. So it will show you the page and say payment required, CMP, the Certificate Maintenance Program pump. You need to click on it and go. But if it's after that fact, then you don't need to pay. But yeah, if it's 2024 December, for sure you need to pay, because 2025 December is already here. Then
Okay.
we're in June.
I will circle back with you so that maybe, because I'm on my cell phone now driving, so I will circle back with you when I get to my desktop and see if we can direct me in the right
Right,
path.
then we can walk through that one. But you need to certify. If you don't make that payment, then it will expire, and then that. Then the second thing is this: the advice. Consistency is key. There was a time when a lot of folks were about, and this is not a spite to you or anything. So the thing is this: it's like building a house, or it's like doing soup, right? Tayo, we'll get to you. Thank you for your contribution. It's like doing soup. If you put salt, right, you taste it, right? Then you put again, you taste it until it gets to that level now. So you never stop. It's consistency that is this thing. It's like knowledge, right? It's like innovation. It's like trying. You're going to continue to be consistent at it until you get. It's just like the job. You're looking for a job. You're going to be consistent to improve yourself. You have a good background, like we talk about in Scrum teams. Like I said, as a Scrum Master, you're an analyst, you're a senior analyst, you're managing the Scrum process. So you could do a job as a product owner, you could do a job as a business analyst. That's you, because it's already what you're doing. You could also do a job as a PM, a project manager. Yes. But the point is that you can't just pigeonhole yourself that it's only Scrum tenant, senior Scrum Master. No. And then here's the thing, you have the CSA, the foundation or the bedrock for everything that you can do in ServiceNow. So it means that you can administer the platform, you know the platform up to a point, but you can't now get it and now remove once because maybe you tried some interviews, it didn't work out. No. Until you get the job, until you break in now. So that's the point. So it's like this. You're going to be active doing what you do. You're definitely going to get a job because you have to pay your bills, no doubt. That one is the key first, right? But you have your spend for continuous development and professional development. So, for example, you have sets, those are your Scrum Master sets. You already have the ServiceNow set. So you have done some work. Now it's for you to continue to do that. ServiceNow University, all of the courses are free, right? On-demand courses. Like we talk about, you're looking for projects to do. The simulators are there. For your role as a business analyst, there's also that career journey for business analysts that is there, or process analyst is called. You can run through it. Some of the things you would have done them before, so they should just be clicking. They will just be going on for you. Some of them is just as good as maybe registering the community, asking questions. So like that way you've seen kind of like the use of the tool in itself. And then applying for the job. Because you already have the simulators there that you can go take. There's simulator for IT service. So ITSM simulator is there. Customer service essential simulator is there. Name the product area. Because if you're applying for the jobs and they're looking at the product area, your job as the analyst, name the product area and go and look for fundamental simulators there. Even for the picture, there are simulators. Go do them because those are series of steps that you would have been collecting the information, because most of those things, right? Because you're supporting a process. So submitting a ticket, how to order things. So you have to search for it in the catalog. All those information is you. If you look at those requests or tasks, you are the one that would have written a user story requesting that. So you should know that. You should also be familiar with ServiceNow best practice, used to be called Now Create, or ServiceNow implementation methodology. How to use ServiceNow, because you can go there and import stories, go there, import PowerPoint slides that you can edit and fit to tailor to meet your customers' need. So much you can do there. So you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel all the time, but it's there for you. It's there for the taking. You have what it takes, but you have to also bring yourself out there. Apply for the jobs. It will force you to research, because really that's most of what the analyst is doing. You're researching. Like we talk about Googling error code. That's really what it is. Because you're going to try it. Sometimes it's even customer error and stuff, but you know what is required. But if you're not going to put yourself out there, be consistent in it, then maybe you just be only renewing your exams for deltas, which is not it. The job might come. Some people do it once and they get the job. But some others, they might do it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, they get the job. But you have to be consistent until you get that job. Every other thing will just look like. But I mean, as a Scrum Master in Scrum teams, you're already part of it. But if you're trying to transition into ServiceNow, then, or except maybe people have done ServiceNow projects, then you'll be focused on maybe leveraging, looking for ServiceNow projects within your space. But I hope that helps, because for the sure, if you're not consistent in trying to look for the job or trying to transition into the ServiceNow space or looking within ServiceNow projects, then no. You just be circling, doing renew your CSA, and that's not helping you. That's not really helping you. That's really not helping you.
Thank you.
But
Thank you
I hope that helps. So make out time and then we can connect for sure.
Sure,
Let's go. It's a new year. The market is really picking up. Compared with the new government last year, a lot of things been, since 2024, things had kind of like been all over the place, but things are really picking up. At least now, after the 1 year, everybody kind of like settled. The dust has settled, so to say. At least Dodge is off. So I mean, for the most part. Tayo, over to you. So what question did you have or contribution? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nameka. My question is actually for Ada. Ada, thank you for answering the first question, but I just have a little additional question to ask. Aside from the business, analyst role that you played, were there any technical role you played as well? Did you build any custom applications? If you did, how did you go about it?
I did not build in custom application. Like I said earlier, my job is to identify the business needs, gather requirements, write user stories, and in my team, we are kind of like divided into the business analysts, the developers, the PM, the QA. We all have our own respective roles and responsibilities. So when it comes to building some applications, that is the job of the developers and not the job of the business analyst. My job is to design it, tell them this is what the product owner wants, this is how they want it to be done, this is business, this is, map out the process, and kind of like lead them through, but going hands-on and building with them, no, that's not mine.
UAT, requirements engineering or requirements gathering, and then all of that kind of good stuff. Being able to demo the process, give them a process workshop or process walkthrough, really understanding it. And the thing about it is I always say, not just because I'm a trainer, it's confidence. It's confidence. It's confidence to know what your job is or your role is and contribute in that space. Yes, for sure, for sure. Great deal. I love it. I love it. Do we have any other questions? Great contribution, Tayo. Great contribution, Clem. Do we have any other questions before we go? Ken, are you wanting to ask us a question or what's going on? Okay. So once again, thank you, Ada, for sharing your experience. We are grateful. So a couple of minutes, the videos will be out. We would also share your contact and your LinkedIn. Go ahead, engage, connect with Ada, grow her. We are all in this community together. So continue to do what we do, continue to share and lift each other up. That's really all it is. Thank you. Have a great one. Bye-bye.